Hello, hello.
We are back.
Oh,
Hello,
Hooray!
hello.
How's everyone doing? It's been 1,000 years.
It
I
has
know.
been. First off, I have to say, Brendan, loving the Mountain Goats shirt. For those at home who are listening to a podcast, we have a great band shirt going right now. Or he's just a fan of goats in general. But I
if
believe
you're a
it's a
fan of
band.
goats in general.
Yeah. So here's my contribution to banter for right now. I think it's officially the official or unofficial start of spooky season because today I went to the movies and they had a Fathom event showing of Coraline, which I feel like is the right vibe for like autumn.
Yes.
So if they're putting that in theaters, and it was packed, I got the last seat. It was a full theater of people watching Coraline. It was great. But yeah, I feel like that's the official start of spooky season.
Is that actually like a one-day only thing?
Yeah, Fathom Events does these like things where they drop like classics, and they do a lot of Miyazaki. Like like once a week, there's a Miyazaki film, and they put in some classics like that. I've seen some Humphrey Bogart stuff there. But when I saw like online today that there was a showing of Coraline, I dropped everything and went. Love that movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's one too where like I notice more the more I watch it. Like the animators did it. Leica did an amazing job of layering that film. Like all the background stuff and things are really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I just hop into your time machine and go see Coraline one night only. I knew it was coming and I totally missed it. And we were in the middle of Miyazaki Fest.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we're in the middle or towards the end of it, but like definitely worth it. Any movie.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Except for if there's one going on right now, do not leave.
Do not leave right now. Yes, of course.
Never. No, do
that's
a bad one.
Did either of you guys end up at Gen Con? Wasn't that in the last couple of weeks?
I was at Gen Con.
How was it?
Huge. It was record-breaking attendance. So
amazing.
It's back to normal, basically.
Yeah.
That's great. I had a feeling it was very big because I know at least 2 people who got COVID there. So
yes.
It was definitely big.
I know of a few who got COVID there as well, and they weren't doing masking at the con.
Yep. Yeah, I heard that was sort of an upsetting choice, but I get it, I guess. Whatever. So, yes, before we add them to the stream, I don't know. Coraline it's not like an anniversary or anything. I checked 14 years. That's not enough.
No, they just had it. They just had it at the theater. It was cool.
That's what we should start celebrating.
Hello.
Random anniversaries. Hello, Rebel.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. So I was playing a game, an online game, and usually it lasts about an hour, and this one went over an hour, which is why I'm late.
No worries.
So, just as an entry point, I don't think this is the game you're talking about because I don't even know if it's been fully released. Baldur's Gate 3?
Oh, yeah, I've been playing that.
Oh, yeah?
I have been playing Baldur's Gate 3. However, that one you can save at any time. So if it were Baldur's Gate, I would have been here on time.
Take that other game.
We had just had the wedding shower this past weekend, and my present to myself was I bought a PlayStation 5 with the intention of getting Baldur's Gate when that comes out on September 6th to then play finally. The game looks insane.
Baldur's Gate 3 is very good. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, we're playing it on PC, so it's been really already.
This is the closest we'll ever get to D&D talk, so let's keep going.
Yeah, seriously.
There are dungeons in Baldur's Gate, so I don't think we can talk about it on this podcast.
Yeah, it's It's contractual. Sorry.
One of the big draws for me is that I guess the PlayStation version is going to have couch co-op, and it's going to be split screen, which is very fun.
I miss couch co-op.
Right? I love couch co-op games.
I'll say so it is a Dungeons and Dragons video game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do co-op with your friends and basically just make a D&D party and play the game.
That's so good.
Yeah.
But I'll say personally, I really enjoy the companions, so I see no reason to play it co-op. I'd much rather hear snarky comments from hot ladies.
That's fair.
That was almost the name of this podcast. Snarky comments from hot ladies. But Brandon
unfortunately, there are no women on the podcast, which kind of made it a bit difficult.
At least 4 hot ladies inside us. Each.
True.
We all have our
Just
own.
need to channel those hot ladies.
We all have our own set of golden girls.
There are 2 hot ladies inside of you.
Both are werewolves.
Yeah.
Both of them are werewolves. Both of them are gay. You are gay.
Yes.
Yes, very true. All right. So now the epic question that all role-playing games have to ask themselves: what were we doing last time?
Oh yeah, it's been a hot minute. The hottest of minutes.
Yeah. I'm pretty well. We came to the end of a chapter for sure. So, and we did the downtime actions.
Downtime.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty much where do we want to pick up?
Yeah, I don't think we started up again. We discussed a little bit about what had happened previously, which involved hot vampires buying immortal blood. And I think we met up with your contact with the vape shop.
Yep.
About the whole, Skip Pickle situation.
Right.
Yep.
Because I remember Pickle getting an accessory.
That's right.
Yes. We did a couple things there. I used a move I hadn't used before, which allowed me to absorb all the knowledge within a book, and use that to find out a lot of information about this Celtic being that is hunting me. Yes,
the one who there's a bunch of white-haired anime boy drawings
there
of.
You go.
Yes, exactly. Literally, as I was saying, it's white-haired anime boy drawing.
Yeah, for those at home, Frank brought up a nice white-haired anime boy. We also had, I don't remember if this was on mic or off mic, but we had talked about threads we were thinking about pulling, and one of them was definitely going to research more about the Clifton kids and finding the expert on the Clifton kids.
That's what we were going to do. Because
we talked about Clifton Con potentially.
Yeah, I had that conversation with my sister about going to Clifton Con and how she's not in charge of the menagerie, but she is in charge of my secret stash.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing I really would like to follow up on, because the idea that there could be like some low budget Clifton Con just for like this Hardy Boys-esque mystery gang that's decades old. I want to see that sad convention. And if there's a crossover to unconventional romance, what? I would love that.
Yes, absolutely.
That would require me remembering what characters were on unconventional romance.
We have a document,
remember
Brennan.
Better than us because they've been listening to the show.
Yes.
Brennan, we have a document.
Yes.
You can look at the document of all the unconventional romance characters.
Frederico, Octavia, and Cesar. I can't point in the
Cesar
right there.
and Brutus.
Cesar
right?
and Brutus, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why I couldn't do this. This action was very difficult for my wrist. I'm carrying a heavy child. This act. Oh no! What? There it is. All right. Sorry, folks. We're doing.
It would be our first crossover.
Pointing. Yeah. But we don't have to get into those details. The point is, we do want to follow up on the Clifton Kids connoisseur. That's going to be a mouthful. Who might know a little bit about the last case of Skip Clifton before he, to use a technical term.
Right. So you do have a lead on this guy.
Yep. All right. Where is he? Like whereabouts? Is he in Toronto?
No, we were going to Mexico.
Was it really Mexico? Yeah. Oh,
yes.
We've addressed this before then. Okay, cool. Yes. But like it's still shot in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
For Vancouver.
In Vancouver,
In Vancouver, yes. Sorry.
You keep mixing those two up. You know, our Canadians fans are gonna
camera and shoot a Vancouver street.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Not the Netflix Mexican filter. No.
That's also a thing. For the record, while I was away, I went to Vancouver during this hiatus, and I came across. Vancouver's a cool city. There's some cool stuff there. There was this amazing suspension bridge over a valley we went into, and there's a lot of parks and bike. We did some bike riding around some parks. Ate some great food. They have an amazing Chinatown. The food there is insane. Very, very cool place. Not nearly as many vampires and such as I thought I'd see, but it was
they're
very
just
cool.
better.
What do you mean?
They're better at hiding it.
And street racing.
There's no vampires that you saw in Vancouver? I thought that was like a big thing.
Not that I saw. I'm also old and go to bed around sunset.
Well, that's your
that
problem.
might be the thing.
That's the thing.
You can't talk to vampires if you don't stay up past sunset.
Let me rephrase it. Not a lot of noticeable daywalkers in Vancouver when I was there.
Yeah. Well, daywalkers are pretty rare, you know.
It's a shame because I've heard that Bangtown is where it's at. Bangtown.
Yeah, I meant to send you guys real things.
Yeah, you
instead
should do it.
of just
I'm gonna look
the
for
two
set
places with the
pieces for
funniest
our
names I saw.
Super mature actual play podcast. The first pick I get is Bangtown. I'm like,
Bangtown.
It was Bangtown and I saw Bangtown and Fatburger. I thought those were very funny names.
Yes, very good. All right, let's head to Mexico. So which one of us is going to have difficulty traveling to Mexico? None of us, right? You as a ghost, can you cross state lines? That's a stupid question, but I ask it anyways in character.
Okay, so here's my thought on this.
Cross state lines?
Yeah.
Well, so here's my thought on this. I don't think it'll be too hard for me to get onto the plane. The thing is, we have to make sure we get Pickle onto the plane because I'm tethered to Pickle. So long as we can get Pickle on, we should be good. But as a ghost dog too, I don't feel like it should be that hard for him to also phase our way in. Or if we did give him a charm, and I'm holding a thing, so phasing isn't an option for us. So if we want to do some fun airport stuff. We totally do some fun airports.
I just am imagining crouching in the cargo area next to a dog crate.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Roxy could easily claim Pickle as a service dog because Z does have prosthetic legs.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think we got a slight echo on Alex's mic. We are going to do almost nothing about that. So
fantastic!
I don't know what I should do to fix it.
Nah, whatever.
I'll just turn my mic off when I'm not talking.
Or you could just lower the volume of your speakers or something, or do nothing to fix it. People will just have to suffer.
I love doing nothing to fix technical problems. That's my favorite way of dealing with
societal
them.
problems. We're Americans. We're not going to do anything about it.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. So, I'm not super interested in doing a lot of time at the airport, but we could just have a fun little moment and then move on.
Yeah, I think
unless
just
people want to. I'm also
saying
not against.
there's
airport.
some. Yeah, I think just saying there's some airport shenanigans is enough for me.
Yeah.
Unless, like, what's his name, Anku, shows up for
Yeah,
no
he's
god.
not going to show up in the plane. So
1000% though. If there's stats for Langoliers, let's go. Let's do the
Like-
Langoliers.
What the fuck is a Langolier?
It is one of Stephen King's less interesting movie adaptations. I'll say that. I've not read the book.
Aliens that eat reality attack the world while a plane goes by, and the plane is stuck going through all of nothingness as aliens try and eat it.
Bronson Pinchot was in it, and he did his best. Damn it!
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It got a theatrical release. I mean,
It did. Oh, I thought
wow,
that was
that's
made for
great.
TV. Wow. All right.
oh, maybe it was
looks like
made
it's
for
made
TV.
for
It could have been a
I think it
TV.
was. I think it was.
It could. Never mind. I take it back. That's made for TV.
We feel like we've been on for like 3 hours and getting nowhere, but we've only been on for like 20 minutes. But that's friends
And-
getting back on the table. That's great.
And I wasn't here for 10 of them.
Yay!
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So we
right,
land in
so-
Mexico.
Yes. Mexico City, which is, of course, where a convention would be held.
I've had so many fun
Well,
games
as
set there.
every American
Does
who
Me-
watches television knows, there's no other places in Mexico.
There's dusty little
It's
roads
true.
in the middle of nowhere.
They go to and from Mexico City, though.
That's
So
correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, no other places
Yeah.
except Mexico City.
Deep sepia tones or whatever that
Do we
filter's
have?
called.
Do we have? I was gonna say, do we have an adjective to describe Mexico City a la darkest Vancouver? Like, I don't know, dimmest Mexico City. or-
Orangest
like-
This is the
Mexico.
darkest cosmos. So,
yeah,
oranges.
Yeah. sepia toned dish.
The delay makes this comment great.
I liked Langolier.
Like he was festering over it for a couple of minutes. It's fine. All right, yeah. So, does anyone have any I guess that would probably mostly be me. Do I have any baggage? Yeah, I have a thing about that. It's about people, though. Do I have
Yeah.
anybody in Mexico City that I'm worried about pissing off that I know about?
Well, do they remember you? Is the question.
Yeah, well, they definitely don't remember. Probably don't remember me. I'll wait until we actually run into someone before I do. Yes, we've met. So even if I know that they're in Mexico City, maybe they're not there anymore. Maybe it was a long time ago. Okay. Let's continue playing. Sorry.
So yes, this is a child detectives convention. So it's not
Like,
just the Clifton kids. It's got
it's a
Fancy Drew and the
There's a
Hardy Boys.
scene. There's got to be a scene where there's a bunch of kids lined up with magnifying glasses, going "What do you mean we can't get in?" Because they're they're child
what I was
They're
detectives.
the
gonna
actual
ask.
child detectives.
Is it a convention for child detectives, or is it a convention about child detectives?
Porque no lo
Yes.
sé.
Alright.
Is my favorite child detective from my favorite actual play podcast that I'm not a consistent featurer on going to be there?
And, yeah, so
Are we
I
talking
think
some
there
Adventure
are
Zone?
some child detectives here, but they'll be as guests.
Oh wow. Okay. So how big is this con? Is it? Yeah. Is this like a old school Comic Con where there's just a few people who are way into it, or is this new San Diego Comic Con where there are lots of people who are?
No,
really into
I
this?
don't think there's a ton of people into this. This child detectives are not
Passe.
going thing these days as
Yeah.
much.
All right. So this place is kind of creepy, not in the good way.
Yeah, I don't know anything about all this nerd shit.
I don't think you're gonna blend in at
This
all.
is so awesome! Oh my god! This is amazing!
Mm.
Guys, look at this over here! Come here!
I want to know how many compliments Skip gets on his Skip Clifton and Pickle
Cosplay.
costume.
Yeah.
Oh.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah,
Great.
people want to keep taking pictures with you, Skip.
Grandeur.
Oh, I love that. I think strangers keep taking
Yeah.
pictures with me, and when they do, nothing appears on their camera. Like
Right.
it's
Oh my
they try
God.
to take a picture, and they're like, "Wait, something's wrong." It's like a weird blur. You know, like
They get orbs in the picture.
that's great.
Oh my goodness. That's amazing. And because everyone's using cell phone, well, is it actually? Do we know?
It's the
Are we in
90s.
It's the 90s.
This is the 90s, so it's like
Even better. They're not going to realize it right away, so they're just gonna
Mhm.
when they get
Yeah.
home.
Cell phone cameras were a thing, but they were terrible
Yeah.
in the 90s.
Yeah, and then they did have digital cameras then, but they were also really expensive. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So this is great.
yeah, most people are probably using either a Polaroid or like one of those disposable cameras.
Yeah,
That's the word I was
100%.
looking for.
Or
Yep.
a regular film camera.
Yeah.
What's a film camera? I'm joking. I know what a film camera is. I just wanted you guys to feel old for a second.
Yeah. My body does that for me every day.
I'm just helping the process, you know?
So yeah, Skip
Yeah.
blends right in.
Mm,
Mhm.
okay. I'm like a
Roxy
dump-
is the one that stands out.
yeah, I'm a dumpy middle-aged guy. I think I
Right, you
I'm
fit
fine.
in fine too.
yeah,
Roxy is like covered in
You're-
piercings, dyed
You're
hair.
way too cool for
Oh,
this
oh.
convention.
No,
Yeah.
I've got it. Skip sees that you're like standing out and you don't like look whatever, and Skip goes, "Hold on a second," and he like flies through into the faces to the coat closet and comes out because of your legs. He wraps you in a gray trench coat and a hat and your Inspector Gadget
Oh God.
Oh no.
because you can actually turn your feet into roller skates and everything. He's like so
Oh
excited.
my god. I think
I just-
when you bring out the gray trench coat and the fedora, Roxy's like, "What the fuck is this?"
It's both a dated reference and surprisingly current for Skip.
It's 1995 or whatever. It's still on TV.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just surprisingly current.
Yeah.
I will wear the trench coat, but I'm not wearing the hat.
I think that would be plenty. You're gonna have a dog with you too. Like that's great. Just gonna get Adam, can you dress up as Penny? Or
Yeah,
I guess
I
Dr.
really-
Claw, but we only ever saw his hand.
What
I
the
think-
hell are you two talking about?
I'm just saying yes so we could get on with this.
Fine. I'm still not wearing the hat though.
I always want
People
to
come
see
up and start trying to
everybody-
take pictures with you either anyway, I feel like.
Yeah. Right. So this guy is gonna be in like the most popular hole, right? He's you Clifton kids were a big deal.
I guess we were just solving crimes. I never lent like my life rights to anybody or anything.
Oh.
Maybe
there
we're a
were
big
actually
deal.
books coming out while you guys were alive. So
Oh, then was your parents involved?
Oh,
with
we're
this?
okay. Then let's retcon that. I was approached about conventions and stuff, but also we were minors, and
So-
we just did our own thing.
Mhm.
Didn't
your parents-
I don't know how popular they were.
Your parents were the ones who signed off on all this, I guess.
Sure. Yes, I guess
They're
they must
probably the
have.
ones that they're probably the ones that made all the money too, I guess.
Oh yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
even think there's
this
probably
was
money
what,
in
like
this, huh?
way before the well, those apply to actors. Do they apply to child detectives?
Well, it
Those
doesn't matter. I
laws?
mean, long history of kids getting used by their parents for financial gain. Not you, Skip. I think you had probably a great
Yeah.
relationship. I mean, why
I
else
don't
would
know.
you still be haunting the living world if you didn't?
Yeah.
Hey, look, there's a map. I'm just letting you decide whether or not you had a bad relationship with your parents or not.
I feel like a group of teens don't spend all their time trying to solve mysteries instead of hanging out with their parents if there is a great relationship. Maybe it might also be one of those things where Skip doesn't realize how bad his relationship is. Like he's just in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And play
Well,
to find out
like-
whether,
all the money is going to our quote unquote college fund. Who knows if it actually exists or not? But we're trusting that the parents are doing the right thing.
Right.
Well,
And
did
depending
your
on when this was,
sister
you may have been
who?
like,
I
No, go
think
ahead.
actually, I think that's a very good point, Rebel. I'm going to say that we probably actually do have a pretty good nest egg of saved money, and that's what pays for the home that she's in. All of her expenses are covered because there's probably a large amount of money somewhere, and her home is based, like she's able to live off the interest of how much money has been made.
Or she's the only one left after the lawsuit that your older siblings won against your crooked parents.
So you really want to make my parents super bad.
Hey, this is all in the past. We don't know this.
Yeah, we don't know.
It could be not
Alex,
true.
Yeah.
It's
Alex
up to
himself would probably, have some decision in whether or not that is. I'm just floating bad mojo because
let's put it this way. I like
died before any of that happened.
Yeah. I'm going to put this out there as the long or the short of the lore. I think that if we have made enough money that a person can easily retire off of it, they're popular enough that they're probably a big name at this convention. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they're Hardy Boys level.
Perfect. Good.
Okay, so we're gonna find what room and what time and etc. that hopefully this panel is gonna happen, and we're gonna get a look at who the expert is without actually having to see him, face to face, one on one. Right? That's a good goal. Let's get a bird's eye view of him, like maybe in the audience of a panel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Go sit in on it and maybe ask a question or two.
Yeah.
Revival of the Clifton Kids television show that they tried to do that lasted one season.
Was it on the CW and everyone was way too sexy?
The cast was just too huge because you have all the Clifton Kids, and then they can't actually be in love with each other, so they have to get somebody, and it was just dozens of people.
I don't know. There are some freaks on the internet.
Oh, definitely on the internet, but they would never get us past the CW. Yeah.
Clifton shippers exist. That's a thing.
Does it have a cute name, like how the supernatural community came up with Wincest for?
I think
it's so bad.
So bad.
How about Shipton Kids is the hashtag
No!
for that.
I hate it. Thank Granger.
No.
It's Granger.
I hate it, Granger. Yeah.
You guys are topping out on grandeur here.
Sounds great.
That's good. It means
good.
that we're actually using the mechanic for one.
Yeah. Grandeur for using grandeur.
2 points. The supernatural fandom should be locked away. Agreed.
Yeah.
And then a compliment.
Please.
I hope when I get old, I still have that many toys. I hope that's regards to something in my studio and not something stupid we said. I've been drinking.
I assume it has to do with your background.
Yeah. What is your cool mug?
Yeah, this is a Flintstones.
Flintstones.
That's
movie.
Awesome. Is it Viva Rock Vegas or the original?
Yes. I believe the original. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm not actually sure. I can't remember when this McDonald's Happy Meal toy came out. And I am the least ridiculous thing that's been happening this last half hour on the show. I'm just drinking it going, you know what? There's nothing. Yeah. All right. So, yes. We have a word for shippers of the Clifton Kids. That's all.
You can see one plushie on my bed, which is Sausage over here, but below that you can see peeking out of the top, just barely, this blue thing is an IKEA Blahaj shark.
Oh, I think because of the lower thirds as far. That's a little easier. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And of course, part of the ARG, Alex's room is full of severed body parts. And cannot turn on that camera without getting flagged immediately.
Well, and here's the interesting thing for the ARG, they're all mine.
Yes.
I can regenerate. That's the
I was going to say no podcasters were harmed in the making of this ARG, but I can't speak for non-podcasters.
Right.
It's true.
Right. Whoever happens to wander.
You're only safe if you have a podcast. That's the rule.
Yeah. So we're all
Most
safe.
of America is pretty safe. We'll just
so if you end up visiting Alex's remote cabin.
Yeah.
Was that a self-burn, Frank, that
Probably.
we started a podcast?
Yes. I've got a podcast review, new show called Can I Be on Your Podcast? And it is booked well into October.
Yeah.
Oh God.
The group noun for a bunch of middle-aged white men is a podcast.
A podcast of white men. Well, we're lucky that not all of us are white or men.
There we go.
True.
Yeah.
Back us on Patreon.
Is this the best time to have a plug, really?
I think it is. I think somebody is listening to this going, yeah, they're right. This is about as good as we're going to get. Let's back them. All right.
Oh, God.
So, yeah.
We've set the bar so low.
Yeah.
Yes. When you come into the Clifton Kids panel, there are people who've been writing new editions of Clifton Kids up there, as well as actors from the TV show, other Clifton Kids celebrities that are not actual Clifton Kids themselves.
Roxy leans in.
What 90s? I was gonna say what 90s teen played me on the show?
Good question. I don't know.
Oh, because it's a 90s show, it definitely wasn't a teen. I'm gonna go with David Boreanaz a la Angel when played me. Yeah.
Oh my God. Really, David Boreanaz, the oldest looking motherfucker on the planet? Like, no disrespect,
absolutely.
Mr. Boreanaz. I just mean, like, your jaw is so square that you could never pass for a teenager.
Yes, and I think that's why I think that the posters are up. Like Boreanaz is there. There's a poster, you can see it. And I think Skip's looking at it like, yeah, I see it. Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's.
Meanwhile, Skip looks like a little kid. Yes.
Yeah, and Roxy's like,
yeah.
What the fuck is Skip talking about? No, but Roxy was gonna lean in and say, it's gone. It's gone. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, you forgot what you were gonna say?
I forgot what I was gonna say. It's gone.
All right. You do spot Joel Pasakis, the world's leading expert on the Clifton Kids, in the audience.
That's him. I don't know why I'm so excited.
Okay. I will just go up to him.
Okay.
Is it like an ongoing panel or?
Yeah, the panel's ongoing, and he's gotten up to ask a question. More of a comment, really.
I think if this is a panel where there's a microphone and people in the audience can ask questions, I think Skip's getting in line to ask a question.
Oh
to the
my
panel.
God. Are you
Mm-mm.
visible? I assume there's good lighting in here,
Yeah,
so you're probably
absolutely.
like
Yeah,
People have been
slightly
taking photos with
translucent.
me. Yeah, people have been taking photos with me, so they have to be able to see me. So Skip waits patiently in line. I'm assuming, is it my turn to speak?
Yeah.
All right. So I go up. I say, "Hi there. Big fan of your work. Quick question. Do you know anything about why a windmill would be connected to the slaughter of the kids?"
Skip, why would you say that?
Because that's
The
what's
people
on
on the
his
panel
mind.
are all confused, and they haven't heard of the windmill, right? But you notice, if you're paying attention, that Joel Pasekis looks sharply over at Skip when this happens, and then is like squinting and examining him very closely.
Also, when's
Yeah.
the next? Is there going to be a second season of the show?
Right. They're very
And
happy to
followed
answer
up
that
with the question everybody has asked 1,000 times. I love that.
And the answer is no. There won't be a second season of the show. They say, "Oh well, we're hoping that we'll get somebody to pick it up with a different network, blah blah blah." But that's you know what that means. It's dead.
Yeah.
When Skip gets back to the seat, let's Skip watching and see how much Joel he follows Skip or whatever. But
yeah, he watches where he goes.
And I kind of whisper, "Well, way to give away our only card. I think, well, at least we know he is an expert because he was very suspicious of what you say."
Adam, you'll make a great detective yet. You're so observant.
I think Roxy is like standing behind the like folding chairs, and as soon as the panel's over, Z's gonna go right up to Joel and say,
he's making a beeline for you, so not you, Skip.
For Skip, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll go up to him, put a hand on his shoulder, and say, "Could I have a quick word with you? Me and my friend here," and I nod to Skip, have a couple of questions.
Yeah, when he looks at Skip, there's like an almost greedy or hungry look in his eyes.
Don't like that.
He says, "Yeah, let's find somewhere we can talk," because people for the next panel are starting to filter in.
Yeah,
it's got to be the most ridiculous thing. It's like Scooby-Doo enthusiasts.
Right.
Everybody's coming in with giant like Scooby-Doo costumes and stuff.
Yeah. Roll.
It's like entitled like Mystery Incorporated: How to Get an LLC for your team. Something.
Yeah. So Roxy will be sort of watching him to make sure that he doesn't. I mean, I know Skip's a ghost, but obviously Anku could do shit to ghosts. Why couldn't this random weirdo who's super into the Clifton kids?
Right. I'm going to try to blend in with the rest of the crowd and keep an eye on where they're going to go, but I'm not part of this. As far as I'm hoping to make it seem like I'm not part of this and follow.
Yeah, well, and you're very easy to overlook. So.
Yes.
So that means Roxy and Skip and Joel all go to. It's like a little table by the concession stand. It's a little. This one's kind of in a weird spot, so people aren't sitting at it.
Mm-hmm.
And Joel says, as he sits down, he says, "So, who are you?" To Skip.
Me?
No, he says to Skip.
Oh, I thought he was saying, "Who are you to Skip?"
No.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
I'm his biggest fan.
He says, "Yeah, because you look so much like one of the Clifton kids."
Good cosplay. Gotta love makeup and costuming, and some handsome genetics don't hurt.
Yeah, he clearly doesn't believe you. He thinks something's up. So.
Mm-hmm.
So what brings you over to me? Of all you got asked a lot of questions about season 2. I don't know why this one stuck out and why you needed to come talk to us, but I'm glad to meet you. Your work is great. You're very prolific.
Yes. My forum is the #1 Clifton Kids forum on the internet.
Yeah, I haven't seen any talk around about the windmill except for your blog.
How do you know about the windmill?
We're
Research.
We're avid readers.
I'm pretty good with computers.
Well, then you know that there's a big mystery associated with the windmill. The last case that the Clifton kids did.
Yeah.
But
somebody covered it
the
up.
last book that was the last book that was written was the case of Jimmy's scrapbook. But I don't know.
Grandeur.
But there's no guys. I need to know what that case was about. Everyone needs to submit their own ideas on what that case was.
What the case of Jimmy's scrapbook?
The case of Jimmy's scrapbook.
Yeah.
But the case of Jimmy's scrapbook doesn't make any reference to a windmill. So
no,
was that not their last case?
The no. It was because of the fact that Skip Clifton disappeared that they covered it up.
And how do you know about this?
He says, "Well, I'm the world's leading expert on the Clifton kids."
I'm sorry, I have to get this out before I forget. This guy pushed Skip down a well, actually.
How old is he?
Nice.
No,
he's not nearly old enough.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Actually, a joke. I love it. I got it.
I had to make a joke.
It's a good one.
Thank you.
What was the last thing he said?
He's the world's leading expert on the Clifton kids. And so Roxy's gonna say that doesn't tell me how you know.
I have my sources.
Which are?
Adam breaks down the door.
Yeah.
And he says sources was our safe word. And I stupid. And I've got the jawbone with me, and I don't attack him directly, but very threatening, slam it right between him and Skip. Just breaking a table maybe or something nearby.
Yeah.
And just grabbing him by the cuff of his shirt and lifting him up off the ground.
Okay. You're trying to intimidate him?
Yes.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna roll some dice then.
Ooh, good. And I am going to try to remember how to run this thing. I'm actually
I'm rolling
looking
5
for
dice,
roll for your party. There it is.
and this is probably
Yeah, okay. I'm blue dice, and I am going to be doing blah, 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 maybe I guess potency, tenacity, maybe?
potency and sway, I would say.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, potency, sway makes sense. Which is only 3 dice for me. Why do I
you
have
want
so
to
much
spend some of that
shroud?
grandeur?
Jeez.
You're topped
Yeah,
out on grandeur right now.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to spend enough to get 2 more dice.
Okay.
All right. Which puts me at 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. I'm ready to roll.
Okay, me too.
Boom. So on the screen, we've got 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 8, 9, 10, 10. So that is that
2
tied?
successes each. Yeah.
2 successes each. Yeah.
So it's a messy success.
But I do have a 10. Do I get to re-roll those? They
You
explode
do.
for me.
You get
Okay.
110 reroll. Yeah.
110. Let me clear the screen so that we know the difference. And
Nope.
that would have been dramatic.
Just 2
but no.
successes each.
2 successes each.
Darn.
Yeah, that would have been fun if there was.
What's your language, Alex?
How is so how does he react to this? And why is he so cool? How does he keep his cool?
You smash that, the jawbone down on the table. He jerks back. He's looking up at you, and then he's like, "What is this? Who are you working for? Trying to get some of my secrets."
God damn it, Adam.
Rival publishers. I look around like there's no
rival internet personalities of the 90s.
Rival.
Look, what if I told you that I know the last surviving Clifton kid?
You know Ruth?
Yeah.
He says, all right, so you know Rue. What is it that you want out of me?
I want to know the location of the windmill case.
That can be provided. I want to know what's going on with your friend, for real.
Oh,
Which one? The one who came crashing in with an ass's jawbone, or the one sitting next to me in the
one
Skip
who looks
Clifton
exactly like Skip
cosplay.
Clifton.
I don't know. What do you think? And Roxy will look at Skip.
I think that I'd be able to give a little bit of information to get us started. I will give you a little piece of some about me in exchange for you proving that you're going to be able to set us up with this info, because if you're supposedly the only person who has this, I need guarantees that you're going to actually follow through. So I hold up my hand for him to shake it, and when he holds out his hand, I let my hand pass through his hand.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all I say. I don't say anything beyond that.
Because I knew it. You're the ghost of Skip Clifton.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
And you better keep it to yourself if you know what's good for you.
Nobody's going to believe me if I post that the ghost of Skip Clifton met me at a convention in Mexico. Anyway, so
It's very true.
Fair enough.
Unless you want to become the ghost of Joel Pisas Picasso. Honestly, the threat missed. I waited too long. It wasn't going to work anyway, so you're already up to. You know what? You guys have this handled. I'm just going to take a seat. Sorry about the card table. I'll reimburse the hotel.
So he then starts asking you, Skip, some very specific questions.
And I very specifically said, I'm not giving you anything beyond that little bit until we have some information. You know me as, you know Skip Clifton. You're the foremost expert. Am I a liar? Am I not someone who's good to my word?
No, you're good to your word. I'm good to my word, too. I'll tell you what I know about the windmill case. And he begins to tell you about the the location, the fact that Skip disappeared, and that there was a cover-up. And he says the cover-up is why nobody's ever heard of this before. As far as everyone else was concerned, the Clifton kids retired.
Do you have any idea in your I mean, it's not so much. It might be a conspiracy in your theory here. Who may have covered it up? Was it covered up by the detectives investigating the disappearance? Was it covered up by somebody hired? Do you have any idea who these connections might be?
Yeah, and he spins you his theory on what is going on with the what was going on with the conspiracy. That there was a group of well-connected people that the Cliftons were investigating, who he says probably killed you.
Okay.
And then covered up the investigation, and the Clifton kids were broken up.
Okay. Skip is absolutely going to take everything he's saying to heart. Skip is, as we know, a detective, so he's already starting to like piece together or ask questions to himself that he's not sure he's, based on the way this guy's answered, he doesn't think he's going to have the answers to. Like, if they covered up this crime, how did they keep the siblings' mouths shut about the disappearance and so on and so forth? I don't know if these people are big enough that they could somehow do this. I don't know if this guy here is going to have that in.
It's the thing.
Dun,
On the
dun.
cover-up.
The parents were in on it. Okay.
They didn't want to ruin the Clifton kids' legacy by having tragedy mar the franchise.
So
that's
Jesus, their kid died.
Yeah. So
that's
what
my theory.
So what is as a fan of the books, but don't really know too much of my own lore, since you know I'm a ghost anyway. What was the story that people were told about my death anyway? Like, I disappeared. Did they think I ran away and joined the circus? Like, what was the? How did was my absence explained away?
The kids retired. They just
retired.
claimed that you were still around.
Okay.
What about Skip's friends? Didn't they think that was weird?
Something tells me Skip didn't have a lot of friends. I think he was kind of a workhorse.
The life of a detective is a lonely one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Well,
I also feel like it might be, this is Alex out of character. I also feel like this is a situation like if it's like a Partridge Family thing where they're in a family bus moving around from place to place, they're probably not there long enough to put down roots. And also, it'd probably be very easy to be like, oh, well, they're living. You just tell each person you talk to, you're living in different. Oh, they're retired and living here. He's in school at this place. Like it could actually back in the 90s when there wasn't like internet to very easily research like those things. Like most schools didn't even have real websites. Like I bet you could probably get away with that.
Quite some time ago.
Oh yeah, it's true. That's even way earlier than that.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
this was like the 40s.
That's like the original Christopher Robin. We don't know what I assume he was also killed in a windmill and his father covered it up. So the book sales kept coming and got to get that Disney money eventually. No. Let's not be too hard on Skip's parents, even if this is true. I mean, they had a family to support. Right? Life is hard. Go back far enough, there's no support structure. No societal support structure. So it looks like we have a comfortable arrangement. And again, I will pay for that table. I'll make sure that I take responsibility for it from the hotel. But it looks like we have a comfortable arrangement between all of us. Maybe Skip and you, Joel, can talk at length and give him some closure, or at least some scope to his family's history and popular culture, and maybe he could set some myths right.
Yeah, he wants to know some things about various adventures that the Clifton kids had. He wants some details that were omitted from the books.
Sure. And I think that this is very much one of those situations where he's going to give the true stories, and they're not nearly as exciting as the lore that's been created about them later. And I also think that there's probably, it's been long enough too that a lot of the stories that he knows just aren't real. These mysteries never happened. They were created by people who were writing the books. And
the book series continued after the adventures were over.
Ghost written.
Yeah, nice. Grandeur for ghost written. Appreciate that. But yeah, I think that he gives them some rundown of a bunch of the stuff, and he gives some like, I think that if this guy is still writing books, he's I know he's the forum host, but does he also write?
No, like, he's just a fan.
Oh, okay, just a fan. Okay. I think I give him some like real like true, some facts that only like we would know, that only a super fan might find interesting, like my favorite sandwich. Like,
oh yeah, he's really interested in that. Yeah,
like that sort of stuff. Like what was the last book I remember reading, or like which one of us like was responsible for taking Pickle out to pee, like that kind of stuff. Like I give him all that like basic, like our daily routine was just this, and I'm sure if he's that kind of a fan, he probably eats that up.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah. So, you end up getting the information from him about where this windmill stuff took place, which was in Southern California.
Roxy, who has been sitting here while this has been going on, looks up and says, "Is it finally fucking over?" Are you done?
Joel takes wants you to take a picture of him with Skip.
I don't think it's going to come out the way you want it to.
That's fine. I'll know.
Oh.
Okay.
I like this guy.
Click. Here you go.
What if, oh my God, the footage immediately, if this were a movie show, the footage develops and both people are spots on the lens, they're both ghosts?
The whole time.
Joel's also a ghost.
Yeah, oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I think that's fun. There's orbs where I would be.
Yes, the classic film evidence of ghosts,
Mhm.
and not just light developing on the film.
I feel like if Adam walks by in the background too, it's a blurred Bigfoot kind of situation.
Oh my God,
photographs of
Granger.
Adam. Yeah,
Granger
I
for
feel like
that, for sure.
All Adam photos are blurred Bigfoot photos.
Yeah, Roxy's the only one who wouldn't look like a cryptid on film.
Yeah, you just look like you normally do.
But avoid
Yeah.
photography for other reasons. Oh,
Somehow,
My hair.
whenever somebody takes a picture of Roxy, like there's always like an explosion or something in the background because, inspired by Fast and the Furious.
yes.
All right,
Yeah.
well, we'll call it here for tonight. I
Yeah.
know this was kind of a short session, but we were getting our feet back under us. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of fun, though. Oh, good. I cannot wait to uncover more of the potential abuses that Skip suffered through during life. No? Too dark? Yeah.
too dark.
All right. Remember, back us on Patreon or else more of this.
It's the white-haired anime man again
that guy.
for our podcast listeners.
Goodbye, everyone. See you next
Bye.
time. Hey there, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Dungeon Not Included. If you did, please tell a friend and leave us a 5-star review and encouraging comments on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts. It really does help spread the word for new shows like ours. You can follow the latest from the Dungeon Not Included crew on Twitter at DNI Crew, and over at Facebook at Dungeon Not Included, or at our home on the Non-Productive Network at non-productive.com/DNI Crew, where you can find articles, character sheets, and Patreon exclusives, as well as our latest episodes. Thanks!